What if I told you that you can make $174,000 a year and you only have to work about 10 to 20% of the business days in that same calendar year? Well, if you like that job, you might as well become a member of Congress because the House of Representatives has only been in session 20 days over the past 16 weeks. Over the past 16 weeks, there have been 112 days, 80 of which were technically business working days, not including weekends. Of those 80 days, Congress has only been in session. The House of Representatives has only been in session for 20 of them. And Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, is once again delaying the inevitable, delaying calling Congress back into session. And now, the earliest the House of Representatives will come back is none other than October 26th. Well, that's another week of vacation for members of Congress. If you didn't know, House of Representatives members make $174,000 per year. That's your taxpayer dollars. There are 435 of them. When you multiply that, that is millions of taxpayer dollars. You know, we are in government shutdown right now. We're actually in day 20, and yet Congress is still being paid. So they still collect their $174,000 every single year. They still collect their biweekly or bi-monthly paychecks. And well, they don't have to work to collect the money. And so 20 days that they've been in session, 60 days that they've been out of session, and that doesn't include weekends and federal holidays. So that's where we're at. And Mike Johnson today had the gall to say that Adelita Grijalva, who's a congresswoman-elect from Arizona's 7th Congressional District, she actually wants to work, right? He told her today, quote, instead of doing TikTok videos, she should be serving her constituents. I want you to take a look at this.
I will administer the oath to her, I hope on the first day we come back, legislative session. I'm willing and anxious to do that. In the meantime, instead of doing TikTok videos, she should be serving her constituents. She could be taking their calls. She could be directing them, trying to help them through the crisis that the Democrats have created by shutting down the government. Oh, and by the way, I also did find out this little tidbit that should be interesting to you. When a rep-elect comes in on a special election in particular, it is up to the leaders of her party, his or her party in the House, to give them guidance and direction. One of the first things they do is reach out, what we do, is reach out, majority leader, or reaches out to the rep-elect and says, hey, welcome, congratulations. Here's all the things you need to do. Here's the office of the chief administrative officer of the House, and they will help you get all of your computers set up and your passwords and all the rest. That call was apparently never made by Rep. Grijalva, and I don't know if the Democrat leader's office didn't inform her of that.
But think about that for a second. How can you serve constituents that you don't actually have? Because Adelita Grijalva, the congresswoman-elect for Arizona's 7th Congressional District, hasn't been sworn in yet. And so how does Mike Johnson expect her to provide constituent services for a district that she technically still does not represent? Now let me paint this picture for you. She received keys to her office. She has access to her congressional office on Capitol Hill. But she doesn't have access to the computers in it. She doesn't have access to the laptops. She doesn't have a budget. She doesn't have staff. So what does he want her to do? It's unclear. I don't know. And she doesn't know either. And well, the reason why he's not swearing her in, if anyone wanted to know, still 20 days into this government shutdown, is well, because she's number 218. 218 on the Epstein files discharge petition. She will make sure that these files are released. And it's going to come, whether in 6 days, 12 days, 80 days, who knows? Who knows when we'll be back in session? Because now the government shutdown is lasting until day 20. And Speaker Mike Johnson, well, he has no incentive to bring the House of Representatives back. But you know, there is one person calling him out, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene is calling out Mike Johnson for not bringing the House back into session, breaking from her Republican colleagues. And she's doing so because she recognizes the urgency that we're in a government shutdown. She has criticized his decision to keep Congress out of session because you know what, folks? Even Republicans like Marjorie Taylor Greene don't just want to work for free. But here we are, $174,000 for just 20 days of work in the past 4 months. If you want to support my work, please consider subscribing today or sending a one-time donation via Venmo to Aaron-Parnas. Your support keeps this going. Now, I do want to talk about something else that happened today, and that's Republicans have a problem with their group chats. They keep getting leaked. And the latest is pretty bad. Paul Ingracia, who was picked as Donald Trump's head of the Office of Special Counsel, top government agency, Office of Special Counsel, helps essentially go after federal government officials who violate the Hatch Act, for example, hold them accountable. Well, he's had a bit of a checkered past. Today, Politico dropped a bombshell. A group chat that Paul Ingrassia was in, he called himself a quote, Nazi, saying that he has a Nazi streak, including calling Martin Luther King Jr. Day hell-worthy. He also made slurs against Black people and Asian people in the United States of America. He said, quote, I do have a Nazi streak in me from time to time. I will admit it. Yeah, that's real. That's a real text from Paul Ingrassia to this group chat. This group chat was stunned when he was saying these things. But now it's been leaked. And while he is going to face a confirmation vote this week on Thursday, will he be confirmed? TBD. Let's see what happens. Today, a divided Ninth Circuit panel, 2-1, 2 Trump appointees, 1 Clinton appointee, allowed Donald Trump to deploy the Oregon National Guard to Portland to protect the ICE facility, pending further litigation. But Texas National Guard cannot be deployed just yet. Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield warned that the United States is, quote, on a dangerous path after the Ninth Circuit lifted a block on the Trump deployment of the Oregon National Guard, saying that the ruling gives Trump, quote, unilateral power to put Oregon soldiers on our streets with almost no justification. And well, I want to read you this quote from a judge who dissented. We have come to expect a dose of political theater in political branches, drama designed to rally the base or to rile or intimidate political opponents. We also may expect there a measure of bending, sometimes breaking the truth. By design of the founders, the judicial branch stands apart. We rule on facts, not on supposition or conjecture, and certainly not on fabrication or propaganda. I urge my colleagues on this court to act swiftly to vacate the majority's order before the illegal deployment of troops under false pretenses can occur. Above all, I ask those who are watching this case unfold to retain faith in our judicial system for just a little longer. That is stunning from a judge sitting on the Ninth Circuit. Today, demolition did begin in the White House East Wing. Donald Trump started tearing down parts of the East Wing for his planned $250 million ballroom, which will be larger than the White House itself. James Comey moved to dismiss the federal charges against him, arguing that they stem from Donald Trump's personal vendetta and an unlawful prosecution, claiming Trump directed the case in retaliation for Comey's criticism of him and that the interim U.S. attorney who brought the indictment was improperly appointed. Tonight, Virginia Giuffre is dropping a posthumous memoir, Nobody's Girl, alleging that Prince Andrew's team tried to hire internet trolls to harass her and that he hid at Balmoral Castle to avoid being served court papers. The book details their 2022 settlement, her abuse claims, and new allegation that Andrew sought personal data on her for a smear campaign, which are now under police review. An incident occurred at the Atlanta airport today. Police arrested Billy Joe Cagle inside Atlanta's airport after his family warned he planned to, quote, shoot it up. Though unarmed at arrest, officers found an AR-15 in his car, and he now faces multiple felony charges, with officials calling it a, quote, tragedy averted. That's all the news right now. I'm a little burnt out, so this will be the last update you get from me this evening. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to support my work. And I will see you soon for more. It's going to be a busy day tomorrow, so giddy up and get ready for more news. Hey folks, Aaron Parnas here. Thank you so much for watching The Parnas Perspective. Please consider subscribing to support our work as we grow this independent news media entity into something that rivals mainstream every single day. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon.